Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of Shoot the Shit Saturday here on Odds and Ends Gaming, the edition where we talk about nothing, talk about everything, and basically get together and shoot the shit. And here today,
a whole lot of nothing.
Hey, just because it's nonsense doesn't mean that it's nothing.
It's nothing.
Of course, joining us first is ringleader, the ever loud, the loud one.
Hi.
And we also got Mr. Nicholas Zombie.
Hello.
Cousin to America's favorite gamer. Obsolete 2003.
Yo.
And of course, I am the world's favorite gamer. Espionage DB7, the one and only.
That's probably propaganda.
No, the world got together and in one unified voice they said, Espionage DB7, we love you. You're our favorite.
That sounds like a lie.
What? Obs, you're low. Turn yourself up.
This fucking guy, that's what he said.
Just fucking guy.
At any rate,
This guy.
happy Saturday.
This guy.
Okay, can we get off of that? We've already established that I'm the
This
world's...
guy that says, you know what I says? I says this guy, you know what I says? He's standing right there. I said, that's Chris Paul here.
Nicholas Zombie is using the microphone. You know those old cans of soup that the kids in the 1950s used to play with, where they used to communicate with each other using a can of soup with a string tied from one bedroom to a treehouse. That's what he's using as his microphone.
I mean, yes. Yeah, that's true.
At any rate,
Kansas soup.
so to start us off, I want to talk about something that I recently announced on our Discord this past week, which is
Discord?
X7 Reprisal. So I want to talk a little bit about this. For anybody who doesn't know what X7 is, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there, X7 is how, well, I was going to say some of us met, but no, I already knew Obs. And Ring, I kind of knew him, but really I got to know him more in X7. But basically, X7 was our Team Fortress Classic clan that we used to have back in the early 2000s. I'd say 2003, 2004.
More like the 1800s in ancient fucking time.
Man, you have a legacy of pride in that X7 tag that you once wore. You should respect it.
I got pride in these balls.
No, you don't. You shouldn't.
I do.
No, you shouldn't. Not nothing to be proud of. Nothing to be proud of. Anyway, if I may continue, shut up. X7 was our Team Fortress Classic clan. We were around for... Are you finished?
You think you put
How
it
do you
straight?
know that there's no pride in Ring's balls?
How the fuck do you know? Are you in there or something like that? What's your problem? Are you trying to invade my personal space just for some arbitrary reason?
You're the one who's
What's wrong
talking
with you?
about balls. Just fucking keep your balls to yourself.
And now you're obsessed with it. Look at that, you're obsessed with my balls now.
I moved on from the balls. Like the balls were left behind.
You talking about them right now?
Well, because you brought them up. I basically,
I didn't bring them up.
You just did. You were like, oh, you're obsessed with my balls, and I had already moved on from the balls. But you don't
No, you
want
didn't. You're still on them right now?
Well, Obs brought it
Move
up.
on to the balls in the shaft?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Jesus Christ. You guys are all phallically obsessed, I swear. Jesus.
Yeah, we don't have topics.
With fucking, I have a topic. I'm trying to talk
You're
about
the one who's talking obsessed with my balls, you know.
The topic of balls came out of your mouth.
No, it did not. No, it did not. It did. We'll go back and review. The balls
Fake
came
news.
out of Ring's mouth.
Fake news.
He's the one that said, I have heritage in my balls or something like that. No.
What?
No, what did he say? He said I have honor in my balls or some shit. I don't know what the fuck he said. He said something about his balls.
Oh my balls.
What are you going on about?
Balls of on.
No. What did I say? No, I said so. No, I said like the X7 tag is a proud heritage or legacy, and you said there's legacy in these balls, and I was like, no,
Well, you had no pride.
No, I said pride. I said pride.
Yeah, But how do you know that?
And
How you
and you
know my
said,
balls?
you said, I have pride in these balls, and I said they're nothing to be proud of, and I moved on. And then
How do you know that though?
Obs or
How
Nick-
are you so sure
Obs
about
or
saying
Nick-
I pride in said balls? Are you making up stories?
No, I said that there's nothing to be proud of. I moved on. I made a wisecrack, okay? I made a wisecrack about your goddamn balls, and then after Nick were like, oh, you're pride in his balls, and I was like, whatever. And then you're like, oh, you're obsessed with balls? I didn't even bring it up. I didn't bring up the balls.
You started focusing on it just now.
I'm trying to get on with the fucking topic.
Wait, are we having a drinking game for this? I need to get.
Oh, that's right. You would high pitch.
A drinking game for what?
He every time you know high pitch that he just did right now, we have to take a drink.
Who said? Who the fuck made that rule? Or who made that up?
It is the unspoken rule of the channel.
What is that? A new Shoot the Shit Saturday thing?
It's always been like that.
No, when the fuck? I think that was introduced on our live one, but that was Nick for, and it wasn't for whenever I got.
We talked about that months ago.
Years.
It felt like years.
Can I get back to what I was saying? Can we move on?
We're talking about something?
Well, I've been trying to.
All I heard was obsession with balls. That's all I heard.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to acquaint you with the rich history of gaming that is behind Odds and Ends Gaming. Many of us found our beginnings in the quaint clan of X7 in the Team Fortress Classic days, back on the One Source engine. Many of us made camaraderies and friends.
Yes,
For the love of God, I'm trying to goddamn fucking say them. I'm trying to get through, to explain to the people what X7 is and what
TFC was on Source.
On the one fucking the Gold Source.
There you go.
Gold Source. Whatever the fuck it was on. Okay, it could be on the Unreal Engine for whatever.
TFC was also on a modified version of the Quake engine, which was first up in the late 90s. Thank you.
Okay, nobody. It doesn't matter. Okay, basic. Okay,
Are you saying that?
we would play
TFC doesn't matter then?
We would play Team Fortress Classic. Met a bunch of people. We became friends. We played for years. Eventually, we all split up. But we're having a reunion. It's the second reunion we had. We had one about 2 years ago, actually at the very start of the channel, and you can actually watch that on the channel. I'll link it. But we're having another reunion, and here is where you, as the viewer, come in. If you, not you, the viewer.
Sometimes I do this, so you're also talking to me.
Okay, fine, but I don't know if. Anyway, dear viewer, but espionage, you must be saying to yourself, you pinnacle of masculinity and intelligence. What does your TFC background and your X7
I'm pretty
reunion,
sure I'm watching this and I'm not asking myself that.
what does this mean to me? Well, I'm glad that you asked, viewer, because if you join us and subscribe to our channel and you join us on July 18th for our X7 reunion on our stream, you will be entered for a chance to win one of 3 fabulous t-shirts. You can either win an X7 t-shirt, an Odds and Ends Gaming t-shirt, or for those that are pals of Val, you can win a Val and Pals t-shirt. So be sure to join us on July 18th for our X7 reunion. For people who proudly wore the X7 tag like myself, and for people who spit on its legacy like Ring, and Obs was an X7 too. So
yes. quick fun fact. I remember back in the day when we were playing it, and Nicholas here, and he would come home. He would visit my house back in the day when he was done after school, and he would hang out in the room when he'd be like watching TV or whatnot. But I'll be in the background playing TFC while he was like watching cartoons or whatnot, or playing like on the PlayStation, whatever the hell we had at the time.
That sounds like what I would do.
Yeah, so yes, memories.
But yes, me, Ring, and Obs are former X7s, and we are organizing that reunion. So be sure to join us on that day, because more than being a reunion for X7, it's actually going to be a live stream event here on Odds and Ends Gaming. And again, if you're a subscriber and you tune in, you can win one of 3 fabulous shirts.
So I have a question.
Okay. Is it about balls?
You say that you are a symbol of masculinity, but I never heard someone was supposed to be so masculine and sweet like you.
Wow. Okay. See, what the fuck?
Well, you went bragging. I'm just trying to even out the karma here.
You know what? I got nothing to prove. So yes, I am a symbol of masculinity, but you believe what you want. Okay.
Squeaky squeaks.
I'm not the one that said something about these balls or whatever or what the fuck you said. So shut up.
Squeaky squeak.
You guys drive me to the point of fucking squeaking.
But I'm looking forward to this. It should be fun. We did it the last time. It was a good turnout. When we had our server set up for that, it was at one point it was maxed out with the amount of players, right? For the that one time.
It was a lot of fun. It was and we went on well past the time. I think it was like from 6 to 10, and like we had people playing till like 11 or 12.
We need club maps.
We'll get maps and we'll get all that good stuff in there. I mean, all that is to be
to come. Yes.
Yeah, all that to be determined, but yeah, just be sure to tune in because again, it'll be a fun thing, not just for us X7s, but for anybody who wants to join and watch the annex. You'll get to see some of our history.
Yes, definitely.
So that's what I got. I'm gonna rest now.
You do that. So, hey, did any of y'all see the Bill and Ted upcoming trailer for the upcoming film?
They got fucking old.
Yeah, yes, they did.
I mean, they age. I mean, you age. Look at you age.
Wow, Stallion!
Still the Sprite of the youth. Sprite? Spring? It's not the sorrow or discontent. Anyway, continue.
Well, I'm excited about it. I mean, I thought I enjoy it, but it does make me a bit sad knowing that George Carlin would not be in the film for obvious reasons.
That's so sad. That's tragic.
Don't have that Disney Star Wars budget to CGI him into the movie.
Oh, if they did,
Tarkin.
If they did, it would be a huge, just fucking slap in the face disservice. They better not. Grand Moff Tarkin.
You know, though, I will say though that I thought it was great. I'm kind of slightly in the minority about this, but here's the thing: the character Tarkin was so important to that part of the film because of just the timing, right? And the CGI work they did for Peter Cushing was amazing. On top of that, they had Peter Cushing's family's blessing, so it's not like oh, we're gonna do it for a money grab. They actually got the approval from the family to say, go ahead and do it. And to me, I'm cool with whatever they did at that point.
You know the approval thing though is like, here's a fat check. You cool if I use it again? Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, but still, it counts. And to me, I thought we're getting to the point where like the CGI work is just basically high extreme quality, and the CGI work on Tarkin was awesome. Now, comparatively, the CGI work for Leia in the same film was weird as fuck. They
CGI'd her?
Yeah, because it was young Leia. A New Hope Leia.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, she's at that time when she was alive, it was much more harder because she's old now. So they just CGI'd it in order to fit it in. To me, it just looked strange.
Can I just say...
It's strange.
Can I just say how sad it is that we lost Carrie Fisher at such a young age? I know she was like, in her 50s, but that's still such a young
60s.
age. Well, still, whatever. It's
I thought she was dead before.
Not to mention she spent most of that life, coked up and on drugs.
70s is the new 30s.
The fact that she made it that long is really good.
Technically, I'm still a child.
No, you're an adult. Stop.
I'm 35, and 35 is the new 15.
Oh my god, he's 50. He's so young. He's not even gotten out of the crib. Oh my god.
The fuck?
That sentimentality is getting dumb though, because...
35?
I'm
35.
60 and shit.
I have no idea.
I'm not 60, what?
No, I'm saying the sentimentality of having someone who is like 76 or 60 and die for whatever reason and say, "Oh, they were so young." It's like, no, they weren't fucking young.
Hey, 60 is a young age to die. What the hell?
We're 50.
Not-
I think.
50, I would say, is a particularly younger age, but 60 is not entirely out of the question. Not to mention the fact that life expectancy has been going up as a result of
Sequel.
recent technological advancements. So it's a new thing still to have people get to an older age.
Seagull, was that you I just heard?
Yes.
Hey, we got a special treat. Guest speaker, Seagull X7. Say something.
Or Youthorn, or whatever.
He was Seagull X7 because we were promoting the X7 reunion, and here we have one of the OG X7s.
He wasn't OG though. He was like later down the line.
Hey, man,
I'm more OG than he was. Like,
Well,
by far, like a year.
Okay,
at
so
least.
you're double OG. He's still okay. He's G.
Okay.
I'm the guy that puts you on top. Let's put it that way.
What the?
All right.
I wouldn't say that.
Hey, Cito, question. How's your back feeling for carrying him all these years?
What the
in
fuck,
X7?
man?
man.
The fucking
Sore,
shit is this?
honestly.
I'm so goddamn sick of this. I put all the fucking work into everything, and I'm the one that just gets. What is this thing? Like, even I'm gonna quit. Like, I really am. I'm gonna fucking leave everything behind. I'm just gonna.
Do
quit the
the
fuck out.
Tenacious
I'm-
D song like 2 minutes ago. Let's quit the band. Now we're back together. Misunderstandings. I'm not gonna sing the whole thing, but it's a good song.
After all, everything I did for X7 too, I remember I was the one that made the website and made the message boards back then. We
There was
used
a
message boards.
website?
Yeah, we had a website. Remember? It was a
I don't know
badass
about
website.
that.
I don't remember. I watched the cartoons at the
For
time.
the love, how do you not remember that website? It was a badass website.
I watched it.
Well, not you. You weren't in it. I'm not talking to you.
I was not
I'm
talking.
not talking.
Hey,
That's how you fucking encourage a cowardly dog, you man.
that's another drink right there.
Yeah, I know. I have my drink handy right now.
Oh, you get alcohol.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's twice already on high pitch in a rant. Just saying, that's twice already
Seiko,
in the same show.
Drank.
so you've known me and Ring, and to a lesser extent, Obs, for several years. Tell us about some of the experiences from the X7 days onward.
You guys are all dudes, except for Obs. But y'all both, like, high dudes.
See, at least it's not just me. It's not just me.
Yeah, but do you understand that universally everyone's like, Ops is pretty great.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, they're just gonna say Obs is great. They don't even know the dude. They're just gonna be like, Obs is pretty great. Yeah. And then they're gonna be like, ESP Ring, pretty big dudes. You know.
I never denied it though.
That's true. That's true.
Everyone's up to the
but remember, I used to set up the practices, and then I would make all of the fucking. I remember the speeches I used to give. I used to give speeches. Remember?
I just remember that we would go into a match, and then you'll start losing it. If we start losing, you're like, just put me as a soldier. You know what? I'm gonna go offense. I'm gonna go offense as a soldier. And you're like, ESP, don't do that. That's a bad idea. You know, no, I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna beat him. And I'm like, hold on, man. We have a chance to win, and you're gonna ruin it.
No,
And then our great leader would just go into offense as a soldier, which was, not a good thing. But hey,
I made a few captures
you
from
let
time to
us-
time.
I would like to state for the fact though is I rarely participate in these matches, and when I did, I was also either soldier and engineer. But I would not go brazenly into headlong into suicide. I will often sit to my post.
Hey, I'll have you remember, both of you, that we were at, I think 2 or 3 times, we were STA Silver Champions. Remember when we used to do leagues and we were champions? So we did win. We would lose our fair share, but we did win. I mean, we used to do league play, and when we were champions a couple of times. Is that lost on you guys?
I never said that we weren't winners. I mean, I know we were winners,
Okay.
but there's a difference on who got us there. Who got us.
I
to
wasn't
silver?
claiming
Who
that I got us
into
there. I wasn't saying that I got us there, but I wasn't an idiot either. Like, I wouldn't just fucking dopely. I whenever we did that, it was when we would do skirmishes. I never played soldier.
You're a liar.
I didn't do that in league games, man. 'cause
Liar. I think I've got videos.
send them
I'm
out.
gonna have to go back, and I'm gonna have to look at the recordings we had. Because I remember we used to record because you had to send it in so they could see if you were cheating, etc.
Yeah, everything.
I remember I still have some.
Well, bust them out. I'll fucking.
I'm gonna have to bring them out. You're gonna see like, what's that saying in WoW? It's like Leroy. So you do like the same thing in TFC, but you would be like ESP, go nuts, and then you just. You know, you would die and you'd go, I can do this, guys. I'm going to go again. You're like, our defense is nothing no more. Stop. You're like, I got this, man. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, you do whatever you need to do.
I wouldn't do that in league games, though. For the most part, my job was always sitting on the flag. I will give you this. You were a badass engineer. When you used to play NG, you're pretty kick-ass. I mean, I'll admit that. But
I was mostly offense at the end.
well, I do remember there was a period that you played engineer a lot, and you were pretty badass. You and Trix were some really cool, really, really awesome NGs
I
that we had.
forgot about tricks.
I've been trying to. Last time we had the reunion, I tried to contact that guy. I couldn't reach him. Last I had heard, he had moved to Hawaii, and then I don't know whatever happened to him.
Oh, who's this?
Trix, he was an engineer. Trixie, yeah.
Yeah, he was a good engineer.
And I don't know what the hell happened to Fireblade. He's it's the most
Dark Troy died. Probably.
I don't even remember why we left TFC.
We were just getting tired of it. I think it's like we had been
Was
playing
it?
it. We were playing it for so long that it just got stale for a while, and it's like it was the same things over. The league maps were all the same. It was just the same thing over and over again. Plus, there was some. I remember. Let me ask you this, Seagull, for the fucking just for the memories. Do you remember the time that the new X7 got into like a pissing contest with the old X7? Do you remember when we tried that experiment? I'm not sure if you were. I think you were.
I don't remember.
So there was a time, I don't know if you remember, where originally before Steam even released, everything was on WON. That's how they used to play, on WON servers. Then they released Steam, and they started creating Steam TFC servers. Not everybody wanted to move over to Steam. A lot of people were still stuck on the old WON services, so they wanted to stay there. So I decided, here's what we're going to do. We're essentially going to make an X7. Do you remember X7 version 2.0? It was a silver and black as opposed to blue and gray that the original X7 was. And
Yeah.
we made that X7 version 2.0, and I remember I put Clock as the leader of X7 2.0. So I stayed as the leader of the original X7, and Clock went and became the leader of X7 2.0. He started recruiting people, and we got a whole bunch of new people, and it turned into like a fucking grudge match. Like on the forums, the new X7s would talk shit about the old X7s. Oh, y'all are noobs and y'all suck. And the old X7s were like, yeah, we're the original. Fuck you guys. And it got to like the point where they hated each other. Like, what the fuck is this? We're still supposed to be the same essential team. It's just that some of us are gonna be on the newer system and others are gonna be on the older. But like they were getting at each other's throats, and eventually we scrapped the whole thing, the whole X7 version 2.0 thing. We did away with that because that was a bust. You don't remember that at all?
I do remember parts of it. I remember people use those forums like crazy.
Yeah, they were back then. That's when message boards were the thing. Nowadays you have like fucking
Or
Discord.
social media.
Yeah, social media is the thing nowadays.
Yeah. I remember that.
I remember the asshole that was behind it was a dude named Bongwater. He's the one that was egging it on. Him and Clock became, huh?
Bondwater was funny.
he was a troll. He would egg the shit on.
Yes.
But anyway, so yeah,
I was a troll too.
You were a doof. RPG.
Yes.
But anyway, Seiko here is one of the X7s as well, and I hope will be joining us on the X7 reunion date. But so
Yes.
Do we know what we're going to do on that day?
See, that's what happened. Is last year it was kind of a little bit of a mess because we just went from map to map to map. There was no real plan,
well,
no club. For that matter, no club match, which is very disappointing to me. I couldn't even dance. I couldn't even do anything because I was stuck in the fucking mulch match half the fucking time.
Okay, I do want to mulch though. That's for sure.
yeah, mulching.
We have to at least do that.
Yeah.
I would always own obs and mulching. That's the truth. At any rate, I mean, we got a month and a half basically. I will be. That's what I'm going to be working on, organizing. We'll get club maps. We'll have a plan. Although it was when everybody showed up, it was kind of like, hey, let's just do this, and people were like, hey, let's do this next. Let's do this next, and we just kind of went with the flow. I mean, I don't want to.
You know what we should do? We should mulch. We should do a conch map. You know, like the medics and all that.
Yeah.
And then we should do just like a like a 5v5 kind of deal, or however many players you have, and just go at.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's plenty of time. I've already gotten, thinking about what we're gonna do as far as the server goes and all of that. So I definitely am working on the logistics, as Ob says, of the whole thing. So I will try my best to have it as planned as possible. I know Slinky was in here in the Discord not too long ago asking if we were gonna do something like that again, but I don't remember what fucking name he messaged me on, and he hasn't been in touch. So if anybody knows who, what name he's under, message him to let him know.
Have we reached out to like Dragonite L and all those?
I did reach out to Dragonite already. I messaged Dell. I don't know if he got my message. I messaged Clock. I still have to I messaged Drunk Cowboy, who's the one that won the T-shirt last time.
Motherfucker.
Dude, everybody.
We should have it. We should have it where there's like a limit, though. There's a time that you need to be on. You can't just jump in and out.
If you're fucking watching this drunk, motherfucker, 1 hour of the day, and you win the fucking shirt. What the fuck is that shit?
I mean, he was there for a while, so he was entered into
an hour.
I mean, it was a random giveaway. I mean,
random my ass. The game was
not bad.
Dude, it was a random name. I put all the names into an online random name generator, and I even recorded the thing. He won fair and square.
But yes, so TFC July, and it should be fun. More details to come. That's just stuck in memory lane right now.
Correct.
Oh, Nico, have you seen the new Bill and Ted trailer commercial yet?
I have not. You should link it. I'll watch it.
We'll link it in the description below, just so y'all can check it out as well.
Perfect.
Well, I think he means link it to him so he can watch it.
I can go to the other channel as well.
Yes.
It's linked in the Discord, actually. No, is it? No. The fucking Ring has this damn pinto beans thing in the Discord.
Pinto?
Or whatever that is. It's pork and beans?
What?
Look at that thing. You don't see it?
What does it look like, though?
Well, it looks like people made out of pork and beans jumping into stuff. I'm not...
Look closely. Look closely.
It looks like beans. What? What am I looking at? It's...
Motherfucker!
It's
so
a wrestling ring.
There you go.
Is that Chris Benoit?
Are you live right now?
Yeah, we're not live.
No, we're recording. This is not
Okay. I was about to say.
live on Saturday.
Is that Chris Benoit made out of pork and beans? That's fucking Chris Benoit. Oh my god.
Only you will be able to identify a wrestler based on the shape of it as he's made of.
I can tell the way that that's Chris.
Yeah, it's not the shape he is. It's his diving headbutt. That was his trademark move. But why pork and beans?
Why not?
Why not?
I will put this in the video so people know what I'm looking at and not think I'm crazy.
No, people think crazy.
Anyway,
Yes.
I was
Pretty interesting. I don't know. I saw the trailer earlier. Yes, to keep getting away, but it's with the I don't know the other guy who's not Keanu Reeves. Only remember him from Ted and the Ways, and I don't think those only like movies I've ever seen him in. But
he's aged well, I think. The other guy.
Looks like a football.
Wow.
Keanu Reeves with the long hair and kind of still like I don't know what that look. Nothing bad, but it's just like I just see John Wick, but it's just I don't know. The movie looks like it'll be fun and entertaining. So
I will admit.
I think that's the point, because all the Bill Ted films were like just entertainment first. You know, nothing focused on too heavily on plot. It's just a fun ride.
Do you guys think they'll even like address Rufus, or they'll like pretend he doesn't exist, like, or that they're not even gonna like bring him up.
I think it's not that we don't. That they'll just know he's dead, because at the timeline of the films, what I can determine so far, they should already be famous and be the spiritual leaders of the world based on their music, but they're not. So the timeline has changed. So something went wrong where, in that time where they should be whatever, it didn't happen. So that's what the crux of the storyline is, from what I can tell.
And at the end of the trailer, where there's two muscular dudes in prison, that's them, right?
That's Death, yeah.
Jeez.
And Death was in the trailer too.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about those fucking jacked up dudes.
Yes, but I'm saying Death is also in the trailer as well.
I wonder if they'll have the evil robot us's.
Because Death was in 2, right?
Yeah, and the bogus journey.
Yes. And that was always great.
Catch you later, Bill and Ted. Catch you later, Bill and Ted.
So I'm looking forward to that whenever that time comes. You know, it's just be a fun ride. And that's the point. Don't overthink on the storyline. Just go into it and just enjoy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like the Bill and Ted movies a lot. I was a fan of them. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be the same without Rufus, without the George Carlin. That's going to be sad.
And George Carlin is missed right now.
Oh man, I can only imagine what he'd have to say about current events. Which, again, for anybody out there, just stay safe. Be careful out there. Be kind to one another. And all that good stuff. All that good stuff, like Ob says.
Settle down.
What else we got?
Settle up.
Seagull, you missed the part where Ring was talking about his balls.
Excuse me?
You missed the part where S actually obsessed with the balls to begin with.
No.
I can see that happening.
No, why does it come to me? It's like...
What? What are you doing, man?
I mean, it's like... Ring is the one who brought up the balls, and then I'm just...
You trapped yourself. That's all there is to it.
But you were the one that brought it up again.
Well, just to...
And then you focused on it for
to bring
5
you up to
full
date.
fucking minutes.
Because he didn't know. He needed to be brought up to date on what was happening. He's not... He wasn't aware.
That I may have missed. You're like, hey, did you hear about the ball thing about Ring? No. Oh, that's great.
So I actually got a question for you specifically. Kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. So this is actually, like I said, this was going to be the second X7 reunion that we did. Do you think we should have like a fucking World of Warcraft reunion? Did we get to meet like I know that I met a few people, but I don't think who was in Sanity's Requiem? Sanity's Requiem was mainly me, you, Dan, Bitterblade, Ring,
Mona.
And that was about it, right?
Bitterblade. Oh my god. I forgot about that dude.
He's fine, by the way.
That's good. That's good.
He has 2 little girls now.
That's great.
That's cool.
I'm happy for him. He was the warrior, right? The what's it called?
Right.
Not the
He always played warriors. He always did. He played mostly arms and occasionally fury.
arms. That's what it was. Yeah, I remember.
Arms was the two-handed sword, right? And then Fury
Yeah,
was the...
and then I got stupid with the dual-wield two-handed sword. That was fucking ridiculous.
That
And
was
Warriors
dumb.
got, I mean, they got so crazy, honestly.
All they just need was some rage build-up and they can go to town.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
remember that shit, and it would look stupid too, because you'd have these. Because World of Warcraft had fucking huge ass weapons, similar to the size of like the damn Monster Hunter weapons, and you fucking see warriors walking around with these fucking two-handed giant swords in each hand. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, should we eventually do a World of Warcraft? Well, I guess we can't really do that because what the hell would we play? I mean, I don't play World of Warcraft anymore.
I don't know what my account is anymore. I don't. Yeah, I didn't. So I knew a lot of people in WoW, but it's not that I would keep in contact. So
Yeah, we didn't really
after I
keep it-
left,
Yeah, so that's a bust.
Probably.
So awkward silence. There it is.
Yes.
Perfect. I mean, you can have silence in between sometimes.
So Oms is, according to Mike, America's favorite gamer. However, he says that he thinks he needs to talk more. So I think this is the perfect opportunity. Quiet man, say something. Say something, America's favorite gamer.
Something.
Say something potent. Say something, impactful, meaningful.
Well, it's this Thursday, but this is being filmed earlier, which is airing Saturday, so it's like a whole future, past, present thing. But basically, yes, this Thursday, which is in the future, but when this airs, it's going to be in the past, so it's in between. But Sony's going to have their PS5 event. It was postponed a little bit, but now it looks like it's set to air on Thursday coming up here, and I'm really looking forward to that. They're supposed to talk about the new PS5 and the specs and all that good stuff. So far, they've only really shown the controller, but I believe they're going to talk a little bit more details of the PS5 itself. They haven't said if they're going to actually show the PS5. They've been pretty tight-lipped on the actual design itself. They haven't said what it's going to look like. I'm not sure if they're going to exactly reveal that, but I'm curious to see what they have to say and what they're going to show about it. And apparently Epic, they did a trailer with the Unreal 5 engine for the PS5, and a lot of people are just blown away with how crazy good the graphics are looking. So still eager about this. Plan to try to get the PS5 as quick as it comes out. I'm gonna try and pre-order it if I'm able to get into that, but I plan to get it as quickly as possible. But I'm looking forward to this PS5 event. And staying on the PlayStation news, I guess June 19th, that's when The Last of Us 2 comes out. So I have that pre-ordered. I'm eagerly waiting to pick up that game when it comes out and check it out.
Shit, I fucking want that game.
That sounds cool as hell. Talking about PlayStation, have you played the game Bloodborne?
I played it a little bit. I didn't get too deep into it, but yes, that game was pretty crazy. From what I did get to check out, there's talks supposedly that Bloodborne is gonna be possibly ported to PC sometime in the not too distant future.
Yes, I heard that and it blew my mind. I love that game because I'm a real big Dark Souls fan. Okay. So if it comes to PC, that's going to be amazing.
Yes, and that's the big things that little by little I think Sony's starting to think about porting their games similar to what Xbox has done and making their games available on the PC platform. And there's a lot of exclusive games that are on PlayStation that are just only available on PlayStation, but I believe supposedly Bloodborne is going to be making the hop to PlayStation or to PC, so that'll be interesting.
If Last of Us were to ever come to PC, man, I'd be all over that in a heartbeat. That game was.
Sony meta.
Huh? What?
Sony's not going to give that up.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so. That's gonna stay an exclusive. That's one of their main titles, but fuck, I actually like I said, I haven't played too many modern PlayStation games, but that is one that when I started it up, I couldn't put it down, and I played it to the end, and fuck, that was a great game. Such a badass. My favorite scene, or one of my favorite moments in that game, I should say, is where Ellie and Joel are going into the city, and they're in this building that's kind of like halfway, like wrecked, and they just see giraffes from the zoo kind of like grazing and stuff, and like, you know, she kind of reminded me of that scene in Jurassic Park, you know, where the girl goes up to the brontosaurus and pets it. You remember that scene with the giraffes in The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a really cool scene. I really liked that scene there. The development too and the relationship that they build is fucking masterfully done. The only other time that I can say that I've seen a relationship between a protagonist and a younger character that they're trying to take care of is actually in Telltale's The Walking Dead game between Lee Everett and the fuck is her name? Clementine.
Oh, time.
Clementine. That is a awesome fucking game, dude. That game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna fucking admit it. That game, the ending, I fucking blubbered, man. I cried. That was a fucking. That ending left me scarred. I'm not gonna give away the ending. Yes, dude, I wept, man. I was like,
Wait, what game was this?
the Overkill's The Walking Dead.
Not
I mean, not Overkill's.
fucking-
Telltale. I'm just so used to. Fuck Overkill's The Walking Dead. Telltale's The Walking Dead.
The father died, the girl lives on, blah 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 blah. There.
The father died.
Isn't that from The Walking Dead?
What father?
Or
He
brother,
wasn't
or father, whatever.
There's no father. There's no brother. Okay.
Sure.
There's supposed talks with like the PlayStation that it's probably rumor, but like that they for like the PS, but
You're breaking up.
There's talk supposedly that for the PS5 that they might do a Bloodborne 2. So we'll see.
Yes, and I saw that too. And
So right now,
I
supposedly, his Silent Hill might be getting a not necessarily a reboot, but there's lots of talks of Silent Hill if they're gonna try and bring that back. So,
That would be cool.
Silent Hill expansion for Dead by Day, but whether or not Konami's gonna try to bring something like either a new Silent Hill game or if they're gonna try and remaster Silent Hill for the next gen games, but I'm curious about that.
Yeah. Feels like an off week.
It is.
Yes.
I've had an off week, and I was telling you guys this before. I've had a very frustrating and stressful week.
I got a bookshelf from IKEA.
There you go. Talk about the bookshelf.
Man, it's fucking lovely. All black, hardwood, oak. No, I don't fucking know what kind of wood it is, but it's very nice. That's about all I have to say. I don't know. We can go. Animal Crossing is going great. That's why I went to IKEA, because they have this pitch for Animal Crossing in real life now.
They have a what?
I have this itch for Animal Crossing in real life to decorate my home.
Wow.
nice.
Alf is back in Pog form.
Pog form.
Remember Alf? He's back in Pog form.
We had this conversation already, but it's a really slow week for topics. Favorite fruit?
Hey, yeah, we don't have a
Strawberries.
question of the week.
No, we're doing this.
No, I'm saying.
Strawberries are my favorite fruit.
Didn't
We had a lively conversation. Yeah, but it wasn't recorded.
we I don't remember what we. What the fuck? I think I
What
said.
is your favorite fruit and why?
I think I said pineapple. Yeah, pineapple just because of the tartness and the sweet factor. I've always loved pineapple chunks and pineapple in general. I used to love the days at lunch in school when for dessert we'd get the little bowl of the pineapple chunks. Pineapples are great. Plus a sponge lives in them. Yeah, I remember we had this fucking conversation and it got real lively and stuff.
We did.
We got
deep, we got heavy. It's just like we should be recording this, but we're not.
yeah. What the hell? How did we get
Mine
into?
was peaches. I don't know. I just asked randomly. And
Yeah,
I got more traction than it should have.
We went into like fucking philosophical implications of, the fruit and how, it transcends not only flavor but also time and space itself, and I don't know.
Okay, we didn't do that much. But
Well, still, but yeah, fuck.
I believe overall arching in that conversation was cherries overrated.
I hate cherries. Where did the whole cherry on top thing come from anyway? Why is the cherry the one that gets the whole putting on top of a pastry or a parfait or a sundae or something? I mean, what the hell makes the cherry so high and mighty? I'm not a fan of cherries. But you know what? I will say that even though I don't like cherries themselves, I do like cherry flavor, like cherry soda or cherry snow cones or like cherry Pop-Tarts. I like cherry flavor, but I think
Cherry flavor is not even how a cherry tastes.
exactly. I was gonna gonna say that I think that's why I like cherry flavor, because cherries don't actually taste like that. Although I will say an interesting experiment I did have once is I did put 3 cherries into a soda and it did taste like cherry Coke. However, when I got to the bottom, the cherry had eroded, I guess, from the corrosiveness of the cola, of the of the carbonation, and the cherry it turned into like mush at the bottom, and that was really gross. I didn't like that at all. But I will say that the cherries the cherry Coke did taste like cherry Coke. So cherries do have I don't know.
Let me put in real quick. So I don't know if anybody else caught it, but ESP said "I will say" 4 times in the entire sentence. He said, he's like, "I will say this," and then "I will say this," but I will say this though, and then one more time he's like, "But I will say this." I'm like, "What? How many times will you say this?"
Did I lie? Every time I said "I will say," and then I said what I was gonna say.
I never said you were gonna lie. You could have just kept on going, but I will say this though. ESP is saying right now this.
It's like a weird version of talking in third person.
Yeah.
I will say that you need to
It's like his saying. I don't know if you ever noticed. Like, listen to him when he speak. Like,
I didn't even realize I said that.
I will say this.
You do.
It's pretty funny. It just today was more like you did multiple times in one sentence.
We can add that to the drinking game.
I am not gonna be the subject of a fucking drinking game. It's fucking gonna give you all alcohol poisoning.
It's like he's a modern day version of a Southern gentleman. Like, I do declare.
I will say this?
Yeah,
It is.
I will say this.
Constance, I do declare that I am getting the vapors. Okay, that was terrible.
There we go.
Settle down.
So, we played Rust,
Yes, that was fun.
and I sucked at it, and I actually...
You didn't play really, actually. You just got in the house, and you
Jesus
logged off.
Christ, would you... I was about to say that I didn't play as much as I liked because I had... like I was saying, I had a bit of a rough week. I had a bunch of shit going on here. It's been a rough week for me. It's been busy, it's been hectic, and it's also been just rough. It was bad, okay? And I was gonna say I'm sorry that I didn't play more. I would have liked to have played more, but if you guys want to talk about it and share your thoughts, I'd love to hear it. But immediately, Ring, you didn't play, you just left. Jesus Christ! I will say that Ring needs to settle down.
I was talking about me. What?
Because you interrupted me when I was talking. I was about to say, I was going to say, I will say that I didn't play much. And do I really say that often? I do. I never.
You do. You pointed it out, and now I can only think of times you said it.
Yes.
Do I say it a lot, really?
Yes.
I think you even text it.
I've never texted that.
I know.
Let me drink.
No.
No, you guys said that when I got high pitched. That wasn't high pitched.
That's when he's high pitched, when he rabbles, and when he fucking. I do declare.
When I rabble? When I rabble? I rabble?
Sometimes you'll rabble.
What the hell is rabble?
Funny.
Rabble.
I don't do. That's like the fucking South Park thing. I don't do that.
Exactly. Sometimes you do.
I do that.
You just did that.
Yeah. No, I just. Well, I mean, I do kind of like. It's not a rabble. It's more like a you guys are so fucking just driving me nuts that I lose the capacity to form cognitive words. It's happened before.
It'll happen again.
My vocabulary has gone down exponentially since being exposed to the
You can't even do a coherent sentence right now. What's wrong with you?
Take a deep breath.
My Streamlabs open because I was streaming earlier, right? And so my all the audio is changing when everyone's speaking. So whenever you guys were speaking, it's pretty steady. But the moment ESP speaks, that boy spikes so hard. It's funny because he's so passionate on what he's speaking, and it's okay. Do whatever you need to do. That's perfectly fine. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just throwing it out there. That bad boy spikes, and I have to oh damn, I never seen it spike that many times, so I have to lower it down.
And holy shit, can I just say that, man, I forgot the days when I didn't used to get addressed as ESP, but rather ESP. I remember back in X7, pretty much everybody used to call me ESP instead of S. And,
Are you a psychic?
yeah, extrasensory perception. No, it's weird because nowadays everybody just calls me ESP. You know, these guys call me ESP, and just everybody calls me S. But yeah, there was a time that they used to address me like in the ventrilo and whatnot. They'd say, hey ESP, hey ESP. I forgot about that. That's
Use ESP, don't I?
what?
I call you ESP, don't I?
Yeah, you call me
Yes.
ESP, but you're a relic of the past.
Jeez.
Call me old.
I didn't say you were old. I said you're a relic of the past. You come.
Another way of saying old.
People get stabbed for that. Just throwing that out there.
Wow, is that a threat?
I was just throwing it out there. I never said anything.
Mulch
I
me.
just said people get stabbed for that.
Let's go mulch.
It's not a threat because it's not directed at you from him.
Anyway, I was trying to move the conversation towards you guys talking about your experiences in Rust, and I don't know how the hell this got into ESP is loud and ESP rabbles and ESP is not ESP and ESP. What?
You brought that up though.
Okay, I brought that up, but still, it's a slow week.
Settle down.
Yes.
Do we have a question of the week?
Seagull,
What?
ask a question of the week. You're guest, our guest here on Shoot the Shit Saturday. Pose a question.
I don't know. Can't throw it on me just randomly. You gotta let me like think about it.
He's not wrong.
I got a question of the week for you guys. What is your fondest gaming memory? And when I say gaming memory, it can be anything. It could be like a memory of something that happened in a game that you really liked, or it could be an experience that you had online, like meeting a friend, you know, that you met online, like, and you know you really liked that, or hanging out, or whatnot. You know, just what is your fondest gaming memory that you can think of? And to me, I think I'll get us started. My fondest gaming memory was actually in World of Warcraft when I recently had joined. It was pretty cool. I had joined Sanctum Solaire. I had been jumping around from guild to guild, and this to me, and I know you guys are gonna say that this is ego or whatever the fuck, but to me it was very proud, and it was just, it had my adrenaline pumping. We were doing the second to the last boss in Karazhan, and I was a pretty armored tank coming to, I should say, not coming from. I was a pretty well armored, well geared tank coming to a guild of people that were just starting out. They were starting and trying to get gear, and they hadn't really done much in the way of raids. They were under geared and novices and whatnot. And we had managed to get that far, and this was the second to the last boss. It seemed like it was going to be a wipe because everybody had died, and I was like the last one left, and the boss had like 1% health. But if you remember, like for instance, Seiko, if you remember World of Warcraft, a tiny little sliver of health can still take a while to take down, especially when you're a tank and you don't do much damage. It was just me left, and everybody was dead, and we had already been wiping on that boss so many times. We had wiped like 7 times. We were having the hardest time getting him down. It was the mage boss, and I remember just fucking going through all my rotations. I put myself into that mitigation mode that I used to talk about, where I would kind of self-heal. I fucking popped every one of my cooldowns. I popped my lay on hands. I popped my bubble to bandage up and heal myself and everything. And I was down to literally one health, and then I fucking hit the thing with my hammer of justice. I took it down, and we managed to res everybody. And I remember everybody erupted like cheering and clapping and shit in the Discord. And to me, that was a very proud moment. First of all, I was happy that I had helped the guild advance, because now we had finally made it to the last boss. And second of all, it was very proud for me, because I was like, man, this is fucking cool. I took this boss down, and I'm not gonna say I did it single-handedly, but it came down to last man standing, and I won. It was a very, very cool moment for me. So that was one of my favorite moments in gaming.
So not to ruin your moment.
Oh god, here we go.
But, so you were a tank. Well, I wasn't there, so this is what I'm asking questions. So you're the tank, but everybody died, but you're the main tank.
It was an
What were
AoE.
you-
Well, it was. I just said it was the mage boss. He would do a lot of AoE, and these were people. He would do this thing where these floating arcane spells would fly around and hit people, and you basically had to avoid them while trying to do DPS. And also, he would do a phase where he would do that arcane explosion, and whenever he would do that, all the melees would have to get away. But they wouldn't. They would stay trying to hit him, and he started arcane explosioning, and kill everybody. Again, they were novices. They were fairly new. They were undergeared, so they couldn't take a lot of damage. I was not losing aggro, if that's what you're trying to insinuate. I would not lose aggro. I was a damn good tank.
I never said you weren't, man.
Yes, you did. You did say I wasn't. Last time you were saying it. Last time, not here, not right now, but you were saying that. Remember, I was saying that was a great tank, and you were like, "No, if I remember, you would always lose aggro."
You have no.
But you did. You and Noah, and you know it, and
I remember you losing aggro fairly often.
I would not lose aggro. Mike, he can defend me. If you are hearing this, post in the comments that I was a good tank and I would not lose aggro. I was an aggro magnet. I was an aggro machine. Fucking bosses would come from their layers and come to me because they just wanted me so bad.
Oh my god.
Stop getting me overexcited, damn it, or overzealous. And
That is funny though. I was just gonna say, I was like, why is the main tank still alive and everybody else died? And then in the back of my head, I'm like, maybe he did it on purpose. He let everybody die. He was like, this is my chance.
And then
I'm gonna be.
Such an ego movie.
Can somebody...
Throwing it out there. It's just an idea, it's not maybe true. Like, just an opinion, think about.
It's not true. It's not what happened, and stop it. Don't hate my proudest moment in game, or one of my favorite moments in gaming. I'm not gonna say proudest moment, but one of my favorites. Anybody else got a fond memory, or are we just going to dissect mine and just disprove it and somehow freaking undo one of my fondest memories?
Whatever works,
I mean, it's the tear down.
Ring, what's your fondest memory?
Good fucking question.
Anyone?
That's it. Well, Wayne thinks I'm still watching Chris Benoit's beans.
The Chris Benoit bean.
I know, that's all I've been seeing. I've been just watching.
It's over and over.
Just draws you in.
It's Chris Benoit match. I want to big beans.
That GIF is what it looked like when they dissected him and opened his brain up.
Jesus, man.
You know what?
It would be have to say when I so back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was not quite on the internet quite yet. There was a little bit of TFC there here and there, but it wasn't really, I was not too much into online play. But I have the fondest memories of me though was playing Red Alert 2 on my computer back in the day. We had just dial up, but I managed to get the game bought, so I had the discs and stuff like that. And I remember just spending hours upon hours going through the campaign and doing the single player and stuff like that. And since my internet sucked at the time, I could really only realistically do offline play. But once in a while I did an online game going. And I remember I had a 1 to 3 win to loss ratio, so I wasn't great. But I remember just having a just amazing time every time, just finally get to play online when I could, and B, I just enjoyed the experience overall. And I guess that's why that game has a special place in my heart. Like Half-Life, yes, is special, so is TFC, but I think Red Alert 2, Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 holds a very special place in my heart just because of that. It was a positive experience. That's why I actually am enjoying the Command and Conquer remaster and Red Alert remaster, and I'm really hoping, because I think Command and Conquer remaster had 40,000 players on the day of launch on Steam, which is really good. and the game was only like $20. And I'm really hoping that EA goes a step further and continue with moving on to Tiberian Sun and Red Alert 2 for remasters. And that would, my heart would melt at that point. Because that is the one game that stuck with me since my youth.
I think we all have one of those, and that's cool. And hopefully the remaster is everything that you want it to be.
Hope I'm true.
Anyone else want to share?
I'll go with me. I guess I think I mentioned it before, but I'll say it again because it sticks in my head. One of my older brothers, we would play Red Faction a lot, and this was back in, I believe, PS2 days, and they had like a death match, and we would literally play the same map on repeat. I think it was like a 30-minute time limit, and just like the most kills you can get in the thing, and I think I won like 100% of the time, but it was still fun because we would just play the same map for hours, shit you not, hours, and just have a blast. And this was when like MP3 CDs, like to be able to make an MP3 CD was the first thing. Like that was like a thing back in the day, and for that was like when, not just like a regular CD where it's 75 minutes long, it's like an MP3 CD which it can have thousands of songs. And he made like this heavy metal, death metal mix for us to play, and we would put that in our CD player connected to our radio thing, and we basically play that full blast, and then we'd just be playing the same level of Red Faction just over and over. And it was him and I, and then it was like maybe 4 or 6 bots, and it was just fucking fun, and it was pretty fun. And like I said, it was just I was trying to find him. It was like always a split screen too, and it was like a very small, not small, but it was I guess average size back in that time, where it was like the bulb TVs, where it's like the curve, nothing like what it is now, where it's like these giant flat screens. And I really enjoyed just doing that for, again, like I said, for hours, where we just play that for a really long time. And that same map, I figured the ins and the outs and where to get like the secret weapons, and just kind of hopping about where, and just trying to try and find my brother and gun him down. And he was the one where he just kind of like tries to plow through things, and whenever I knew it was him, I would just kind of like jump around and throw him off because I knew he didn't like that, and he would just kind of just like stay true to the path that he was going, which made it easier for me to gun him down. But like I said, that's one of my fondest memories. And I believe they ported it to the PS4, and when I stayed with him for a little bit, we played it again, and I still whooped his ass. But yes, that's gonna be my go-to, is Red Faction. I forgot the name of the map, but yes, that's my memory. That's just the quickest thing that popped into my mind.
Good time.
Yeah, I think I still have that MP3 CD. I went to an old CD book that I have, and I saw it there. I forgot the name of it, but nonetheless, it's just like, yeah, we just put that thing and play it for
This
hours.
fucker does fucking save things. I ain't gonna lie. He freaking holds on to things. He still has a photo of me that part of me doesn't believe he still has it, but part of me is like, yeah, he probably does. It's a strange photo of me from our youth, but yeah.
Is it
have it. I have that one too.
Okay, good.
No, not the what is.
That's something completely different, but yes, I have that picture too. But no, I know what S is talking about, and I still have that picture.
Yeah, he doesn't throw things away, or he doesn't like if there's something that's fond to him, he keeps it like forever. All right.
Settle down.
Anyone else sharing, or are we calling it a night here?
Oh yeah. I guess we're done, right? Oh,
You're muffled.
Can you hear me now? Is this soothing?
That's much better.
It is.
Oh, good, 'cause I'm right up on this motherfucker. Anyway, so my favorite one isn't a particular game, but it's creative character modes, because I've had many fun times in creative character modes with wrestling games. But also, there used to be a game on PS2 called NFL Street. Do you remember that or no?
Vaguely.
Okay, there was NFL Street, and I would play that, and it had creative character mode. So I made an entire football team of me and my cousins. The whole team. That was great. So I had that, and then also plenty of wrestling games. If I had like a particular fun moment in wrestling games, not really like one in particular, because I play wrestling like just for rumbles with a bunch of friends. But there was one time that me and my friend were playing we wanted to play a tag team match against somebody, but we didn't have second controller. So we're like, fuck, what are we gonna do? So what we did was play one person, and every time we made a legal tag, we would hand the controller off to the other person.
That is badass.
That
is dude. That is actually. I kind of want to play a game like that now.
Right, like we didn't have a second controller to do it, so it's like, alright, one player. Alright, I'm Shawn Michaels now, so here's your controller. Fuck. Alright, now Triple H, here's my controller.
That's pretty innovative. I like that.
I mean, yeah, it was fucking great, because like, I remember I told my other friend about it, like, yeah, we didn't have like a second controller, so we did that. It's like, that's fucking brilliant! Why did I even think of that?
It's shit that people figure out, like when you're gaming in the 90s, and like you guys remember that one picture?
Remember a similar story to that when Esp and I went over to his house once, and we were in his room. We're playing TFC from what I remember, and we were eating, and we were mulching somebody.
Is that the? I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So I believe S was working the keyboard, the WSAD, and I was working the mouse. So he was basically doing the jumping around, and I was doing the shooting. And
we're eating pizza. We have pizza, and like we each had a fucking pizza in our hands. So I was with one hand WASD and jump, so I was just kind of moving the character, and then he was aiming and shooting, and we each had like a fucking slice of pizza. And did we win? Like we won a few times, right?
Yeah, we won a few. Yeah.
We kind of got in sync for a little bit, and we kind of got like the rhythm going. That was pretty cool. I had forgotten about that, but I remember we had pizza, and it was fuck man, good times. Shit,
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that.
So yes, fun times.
That was a nice stroll down memory lane.
Yeah.
I will say, so since we're on memory lane, there was this one time, and I think, I know we've talked about it before, I don't know if we ever recorded it, but there was a time that Ring came to my house, and he found a fucking hilarious glitch on Half-Life 2. I had just gotten Half-Life 2, and he came by, we were playing it, and he shot with the gravity gun something at a hanging...
It was the hanging bottom part of the corpse. It was just hanging there on the first tree that you enter into Ravenholm. And I have been fucking around with the graphics. I mean, with the game engine the entire
physics.
time. Yeah, I got because that's my first time playing it. I'm like, oh, let me do this, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this.
Picking up the mattresses and the paint cans.
Yeah, I was fucking up with everything, dude. And I remember, like, I somehow hit the corpse a certain way, and because of how it's tied to the tree, the fucking corpse was bouncing fucking left, right, up, down, all around. It was everywhere, and me and S were just like losing our shit on the spot because.
Well, the weirdest thing is it started going faster and faster. Like it was actually accelerating. Like it was kind of starting to spin, and then it started going faster. Like fucking flubber, just going all over the place. I don't think it ever stopped. I don't remember if it crashed the game or I think we just moved on. But yeah, it just kind of.
I think we just moved on because I went exploring some more, and I was legitimately just like having fun with the. You know, just the general game in general. Not that like you remember, I wasn't too invested in the storyline. I was just fucking around the entire time, just experimenting and shit because it was something different. But that was a lot of fun. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and that moment is definitely memorable. When we did crack up, it was like, what the hell is going on?
Yes, that was great.
Yes. Seiko, do you have a fond memory?
Honestly, I was thinking about it. A lot of the good memories, they're all like sporadic though. There's one specific that, after you told your story, kind of hit me. Was when I was like really, really small. Me, my dad, my mom, and my brother would play Centipede. We would play Centipede on the old classic Sega, and that's the only game that they would play. So my mom and dad never played games, but if we were playing that one game, they'd be right next to us, be like, "It's my turn now." And I don't know, it was always funny, and I always thought back on that one, just because it was just our family just playing games, and it was pretty fun, honestly, because they would get really crazy. Like if you start winning, they'd get like, "No, I'm gonna beat you now," and you never saw that. It's something that never happened except for that specific game. Which was pretty funny, honestly. The other ones would be just like in WoW. WoW was actually really fun, just because we would just quest and just mess around a lot. But the Centipede one was probably the best.
There were a lot of good times in a while.
Yeah, we actually did, honestly. Well, I did anyway.
Dang, I didn't.
I just said I did. I don't know about you. I don't know what you did.
I had stalkers and shit.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah.
You did.
Another story. I miss Halo 1. Halo 1 was a lot of good times.
It was fun.
I didn't like it, Halo 1, like around the library, I think it was, because the structures were all the fucking same no matter where you go. Everything looked the fucking same.
It did look awesome. By the way, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I just remember my best Halo moment. It wasn't really when Halo 1 came out, but I do remember my senior year of high school. We would put all the seniors into like the computer labs or computer rooms to work on our like college shit to apply colleges. And some unknown hero put Halo 1 on every fucking computer. So that whole senior class, everybody and anybody, the chicks, the guys, it doesn't fucking matter. We were all unified in playing Halo instead of working on our college fucking work. It was amazing.
Fucking nerds.
It was fucking weird. Like everyone, the nerds, the jocks, everyone was just fucking playing Halo. It was fucking great.
So I experienced something like that in high school because I remember we'll set up the Nintendo, was it GameCube, and the TV and video or AV Club, and I remember like having lots of fun with that because we'll set up the GameCube there. We'll have Smash tournaments in the spot, and anyone would join in. The goss, the jocks, goss, nerds, whatever. It's just one of those things. Like sometimes, like gaming really does bring you together with other people. Because it's like it's a form of escapism.
Holy crap, are goths still a thing?
You know what?
Gosh, are so hot.
They are, but god damn it, they don't really exist anymore. And I really wish I had a big titty golf girlfriend in high school. I really would wish I did.
You don't know what I was doing earlier. Anyway.
You made me. I'm just sad about that. But regardless. But I remember though, like you just playing the game, and just like anyone could join in, and then we got bashing for anybody. Of course, there's occasional trash talking about which character they mained and stuff like that. And I think this was what Smash Melee. Yeah, and I just remember it was just a fantastic time. We had every other couple weeks, our teacher just not fucking care and let's do what the hell we want in that class. Especially at the latter end, like near summer come around, there's like nothing to do, and we'll just like sit there and watch movies, and then we'll pop up, and then the GameCube comes on, and just like, yep, we're going now, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, good times.
Good times. I think that's a good wrapping point, don't you guys think?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think we're good.
We didn't have too much to talk about, but it was still enjoyable. It was a slow week, like we said. Hopefully, next time we'll be a little bit more organized. And I will say this: you guys suck.
No.
I'm kidding.
I want to add one last thing, if I may. So yes, my birthday passed recently. So,
Happy birthday to you.
On that note, very similar to that, one of my brothers, the same one who I was playing Red Faction with, he pulled off something super kick-ass and awesome. Giving him that shout out right now because, music-wise, my favorite band of all time is the band called Fear Factory, and I can go on and on, but basically they're my super favorite band. Somehow, my brother Augie got he did a way where he was able to get the singer from said band to give me a personal happy birthday message, and it wasn't not like a quick 5-second oh hey happy birthday reading the name on card. No, the singer gave me like a 3-minute personal birthday message, and I thought that was super kick-ass, and that was pretty badass. That's something very unique, and that didn't expect it at all. As I saw this kind of thing, I was like, what the hell's this? But it was badass. I super greatly appreciated that, and even get kind of talking about like a certain song and this and that, but I thought it was badass, and it was super cool. It was completely unexpected, and I really enjoyed it a lot, and it was like, what the hell? I just wanted to throw it in.
Staying on this nostalgia lane real quick and talking about Fear Factory, you remember what we did?
Yes, I do.
You got some merchandise and shit from that, right? Like even like their new album or some shit and a shirt.
Something like that, yeah.
So when back in what was we hadn't graduated yet back in our youth, so it was probably like 2002 2001. Obviously the internet is not as advanced as it is today. There was very little in the way of protections for things. There was a contest that Fear Factory was I don't know if it was them themselves or what, but there was the record label or what, but there was a contest where basically people had to design a website, submit the website, a fan page or a fan site for Fear Factory, and the winner would get like all this merchandise, including I think the latest album from Fear Factory. So we designed the site and submitted it, and I think it could have won even if we didn't do this. But back then there was really only two ways that a website could detect, because it wasn't even requiring a registration. You would just click on vote, and it would say that your vote was cast. And back then it would be either only through the IP address or through your cache and cookies, where it would be able to determine, whether or not you had voted. And with this thing set up, it was the cache and cookies. So all we had to do is clear the cache each time, and we'd go back into the website and it would let us vote again. So we did like fucking 50 times. We would.
It wasn't even that.
It wasn't.
No, because this was something way back in the day where it was 56K modem days. So people who don't know what that is, this was before high-speed internet. This was for your phone jack connecting to the internet. So whenever you connected to the internet on the 56K modem, I believe I'm remembering this correctly, it was a different IP. So we would connect to the internet, vote, disconnect, connect to the internet, and vote again.
So it's through the IP. It wasn't the cache cookies. Well, regardless, I didn't remember if it was one or the other, but yeah, we were just voted over and over again, and we did that for a long time because there were a lot of votes. There were a lot of people voting, but we did that for like a few hours. We drove up our own votes enough that we won. And I remember he got like a box of stuff and I there's a few songs of theirs that I like. I mean, I do admit that I do like some of their songs, but I'm not nowhere near the fan. I'm not even sure I would call myself a fan that Obs is. So I mean, I didn't need any of that stuff. I was just helping out a friend, and yeah, but we just stayed there manipulating the votes, and we just drove the votes up enough that we won. And I was I was fairly new to web design, but I have to say I think I designed a pretty cool website for that one. I think it was a good looking website that I had made.
Yeah.
So, damn it! This whole the freaking
nostalgia
this
cast?
has been this has been the nostalgia cast.
The Simpsons has their nostalgia episodes every now and then, so we can do ours periodically, where it's just a episode of nothing but like flashbacks.
Memory lane.
I have to get this animated.
Yeah.
Speaking of animated, how's that picture coming along? Mr.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, I think we can go ahead and call it here.
Sounds good.
So,
The third time we called it.
Are we calling it for real?
yeah.
Well,
Who wants to see us?
we didn't finish that fruit conversation.
The fruit's gone, man. I mean,
It's still good. It's still good.
well, I mean, I talked about cherries. Who wants to see us out? How about you,
Well,
Spring?
Jesus. So let's go ahead and call it here. This is Ringleaders S4. I said that wrong. Astronauts DB7,
Yo.
joined by obviously 2003,
The one and only.
joined by the amazing, ever so wonderful Nicholas Zombie,
Hello, goodbye.
and somewhere in the background there, Siko.
Fluffy Bams, sir. Fluffy Bams.
Fluffy Bams. Okay. And we here at Oz and Thing wish you a happy weekend and settle up.
Settle down. Stop with the settle up thing. It's that.
Settle up.
Don't change.
Settle up.
Don't change
Settle
the
up.
formula.
No, we're gonna change it now. The formula has failed for the past whatever years. Was time to change it to
Settle
settle up.
down is our
Time for
slogan.
change.
It's our
Time for
slogan.
a new life. Time for a new way of thinking. Time for a reorganization of ourselves.
Ugh. Good night or good day or whatever time of it is the day it is. Bye.
Settle up.